Hello, folks, and welcome back to Rob in Real Time. And guys, it's been a week since I posted anything up. I was gonna try to post more things up, so now that I'm on vacation, I got a little more time. So let's gonna try to make it productive. Saw last week the big headline news was E3. You guys probably saw all your favorite YouTubers give you their reaction to the E3 footage. So what I'm going to do is essentially the same. I'm just going to go over and give you what I thought of what was good in the E3 shows and what was not. I am a gamer myself. Actually, I'm not kind of a gamer. I am a gamer. I got about 50 games in my library. I'm thinking about collecting retro games again, and I'm just right now I'm kind of more interested in going back collecting that old school stuff because of nostalgia. So call me crazy. I know there's a lot of YouTube channels and like Stone Fox Media, Alpha Omega Sin, Happy Console Gamer. All these guys, they're really good at what they do. I'm not trying to do that. I do have an interest in video games, but my channel is more just what's going on with me. And I do like video games, so I like to tell you, just go over with you what I thought of the E3 show. So I'm not trying to, go hone in on channels about is things that I find interesting and things that are exciting to me. And E3 was definitely exciting. I mean, this was sort of a big deal because I've been in gaming for a long time. So I'm going to go over what E3 highlights for Microsoft, and I'm just going to quickly go over that. I'm not going to. I'm going to put a graphic right here, right over here, so I can you can kind of know what I'm referring to. So for the E3 highlights for Microsoft, my notes say there's Gears of War Ultimate Edition that's coming out, and that's pretty cool. That's really cool that they're remaking the first one to the Xbox One standards, and they're going to try to make it that full 1080p that they're promising, that unattainable number that the Xbox One seems to not be able to quite get. So they're really working hard on getting that. So that's really cool. There was the Halo 5 Guardians. That looked interesting. Let's see. I'm not a Halo fan. I played Halo 4 and Halo 3. Played Halo 3. Yeah, I played Halo 3. I never played Halo 4. And Halo 3 was really good. I like that. That game was really good. But Halo 5 Guardians, I think they're just trying to do another take on a group of a team of soldiers that are trying to capture Master Chief, who's this now is larger than life hero in that world. Recore, that's a new IP. It was really interesting. I think that was the one where there was a girl in some kind of wasteland. It was kind of desertish kind of scenario, and there's this glowing ball on her dog, her robotic dog, and that looked really interesting. Watch the trailer for Recore, man. It's really cool. There's the big announcement that they said Xbox One backwards compatible. Very cool, very cool. That's something I thought they were not going to do at all, because usually when they want to sell a new console, they're going to make sure that your old consoles are no good. And so let's go out. Fallout 4, awesome game, cool. Has a little dog. People complained about the graphics. To me, I'm just like, oh, it looks like the PS3 can run it. Honestly, I really, I didn't see much of a difference. But hey, man, it's Fallout 4, so still the story and stuff should be really good. There's this Plants vs Zombies Garden Wars 2, I think it's called, GW2. I think that they turned that into like a first-person shooter thing. Meh, I don't know. I liked it I thought it was a tower defense game. They changed they changed the overall gameplay to some kind of shooter. So I'm like, I don't know, man. And that's EA. Forza Motorsport 6. If you probably saw the video. You saw that blue car, the Ford GT, that just got lowered down, and then they lifted it back up. I'm like, my reaction on that is a lot of people said, "Wow, that's cool." I'm like, this is E3. You're selling video games. You're not selling cars. I mean, hey, if I see a gimmick, I call it out like it is. It's a gimmick, man. So don't be impressed by that. But if you're a true, doesn't mean that game Forza Motorsport 6 is not going to be good. Though it looks really good graphics. But I just didn't think the card being dropped in the middle of the thing is necessary. I think they should just let the product sell itself. Because again, they're selling a video game. They're not selling a car. I don't see why you need to put a car in. Like, and when Sony announced Gran Turismo, I don't see them rolling up in a bunch of cool cars. It would have been cool again, but again, it's a gimmick. And at the end, they're selling just a game. So yeah, Dark Souls 2. I didn't know what to think about that. It was just really, again, it was, as the title said, dark. You see this kind of giant king that looked like a phantom ghost, kind of like Lord of the Rings. But you could see the facial expressions on Lord of the Rings. This guy is just like a Grim Reaper looking dude. So you just see this dark mass under the hood. I don't know. I never played Dark Souls games, so crucify me, I guess. Tom Clancy's The Division. Okay, that looked pretty cool. That is a really cool game. I did like what they're going with that. I like how they show the city map, and that Microsoft HoloLens that they were talking about at the end. That would work good. That looks like it would work great in that game because just like how, well, I'm just going to cut to the end with the HoloLens. The HoloLens is these lenses you put on and you can actually change your gameplay experience. So like you can look on the wall and you can see your game on the wall in the lens, or you can apply it on the table, on a flat surface table, and then you can actually view it as a map. There's a scene like that in The Division, which if they incorporated the HoloLens, then you can actually look at the map like your character does in the game, and you can see the city view, and that'd be really cool to coordinate commands and orders. But I think it's going to be only specialized games, and if the developers weren't working with HoloLens, then it's not going to be compatible. So yeah, meh, it's like, I think it's just going to be an expensive eyewear. It's going to be an expensive piece of eyewear that you're only going to play on a few games, because a lot of this 3D games, they try to kick it in, man. Like they're trying, like even back with the Sega Master System base and Nintendo with the Virtual Boy, that 3D has always been there, like that unattainable, like remastered. And maybe it looks really good. Now, as long as people can use this device and not get headaches, and they have that party support, the first and third party support they need then the HoloLens will be a success. And you'll have this new virtual interactive experience with the Xbox One, which would be cool. But with certain games, it would be good. And I don't think you want to play every game with the HoloLens. So I don't think every game's going to be geared for the HoloLens. So enough of that. Let's see. Okay, and there's Rainbow Six Siege from Tom Clancy. The Rainbow Six Siege. I'm a Rainbow Six fan. I love Vegas series, and that's the great thing about the Rainbow Six Siege is you're gonna get the Rainbow Six Vegas and Vegas 2 on the Xbox when you buy the game. So that's good news, man. That really impressed me. Another game called Gigantic. I really haven't. I'm like, when I saw it, I was like, okay. I didn't know what to think of it. It was kind of like, I've seen stuff like this before, so it's like, meh. I'm sure someone will enjoy it. So, and no disrespect to you gamers who are excited to see it. If you want to put your money in that, that's fine. It may, and I've been proven wrong too. I've been proven wrong that I thought that didn't look too exciting, but that's all what I saw. But until I play the game, it's the gameplay that matters for games. So until I get my hands on it, my opinion will change. Cuphead, 1930s cartoon. That really inspired the artistic side of me. It was a great looking cartoon. It was like Steamboat Willie. If you haven't seen Steamboat Willie, that's Mickey Mouse's first appearance. If you've seen Flip the Frog from Up Iwerks, same guy who created Mickey Mouse along with Walt Disney. All right. So, and then there's Rise of the Tomb Raider. Rise of the Tomb Raider. Well, what can I say? Well, I can't get it on the Sony. I have the other Tomb Raider on the PS3. So if I want to play this game, it's a Microsoft exclusive. So I'm like, if I want to continue Lara Croft's journey, I'm gonna have to fork over the money and then buy the Tomb Raider, the Rise of the Tomb Raider. It's a good game. I don't know if it's good enough to make me want to buy a console. It is a good game though. Okay, and then this one was really interesting. Sea of Thieves Pirates. Sea of Thieves Pirates. It's like remember Sid Meier's games with the monkey. Oh, is it Monkey Island or something? Correct me below in the comments. But it looked really exciting, and it kind of reminded me of the Assassin's Creed 3 when the Black Sails, I think that was called. But this one looked more fun. It would look like a more adventurous kind of Pirates of the Caribbean feel, adventure and exploration, I believe, and it's more lighthearted. So it's in that kind of feel. From what I saw in that game, that's what I got from it. It felt more lighthearted. Fable Legends opinion. Fable Legends. Well, there's Fable 1 and 2. They look like nice games. Fable Legends. I heard they're really good RPGs. I just never got into them. So, when I saw Fable Legends, I was like, okay. And for the kicker, now this IP I am very interested in, Gears of War 4, but they call it Gears 4. It looks good. Apparently, from what they show in the gameplay, Marcus Phoenix is no longer involved. So he's no longer involved in the. I don't know if he's involved in it, or maybe he's an NPC. But I hope he comes back, and I definitely want to see Marcus Phoenix in there in some kind of capacity. But who knows? They killed off Dom, so it's not the same, And spoilers, if you haven't finished 3, that's what happens. Dom's gone. So I think the two bros. That was like one of my favorite bro ops. Me and my friend would play that co-op all the time, so we love that game. One more thing I forgot to announce was the Xbox Wireless Elite controller. If you haven't heard of that, that's pretty cool. The Xbox Wireless Controller Elite, it has its own case. It has its own kind of special cable. It has sticks that thumbsticks that you can add length to with these cylindrical little screw-in shafts. So it's like if you had an arcade stick, you can actually switch out the joystick, the stick itself, and actually add a lengthier stick. Okay, that's pretty cool. If you want to be fancy about your game playing. The triggers are it's supposed to feel more weighted. So they made improvements, like it has a different D-pad. It doesn't have that standard little cross, so it has a kind of like a metallic looking thing. I don't know if it's going to look like that when you buy that. It has these bottom flaps, so like if you're playing GTA, you can definitely use those bottom flaps for the bottom of the controller for your throttle to go forward and backwards in a car or a vehicle. And then you can, when you're out of the car, you pop out of the car and you get your trigger finger right here on the standard good old trigger, so you don't get those things confused, because some gamers will get that confused. But the shooting and aiming and firing mechanics are always the triggers for driving. so you'd always use the triggers for driving. You know, so that's the Xbox Wireless Elite controller. It looks really good. It's at a whopping $150, so it's $149.99. It comes with its own case, so if you want to be fancy. It looks pretty freaking cool, and it's very programmable. You can swap out keys, and it has its own macro editor, so you can like play the game like the way you want to play it, and it customizes it for you. So that's pretty boss, you know. All right, man. So I'm gonna leave that as is for that, and I think this is it for the Microsoft